So we discovered a baby rabbit. How it happened, my wife was working in the garden. She was clearing out all of the plants. We're totally redoing the garden bed. We have shrubs. We've had a lot of different things throughout the years. And now it's time to just kind of start over. Landscaping timbers need to be removed. And so while she was digging to remove these hostas, there were two bunny rabbits. One ran away really quick, and then I grabbed my camera so we can get a close look at this cute little guy. He was a little scared. The other one ran away immediately to safety towards the woods, the back of our house. This one didn't move at all, so we were worried that maybe he was hurt. We certainly didn't want that to be the case. And so while we observed this little baby bunny, we kind of discussed what could have happened. Did we hit him with the shovel? Did he get injured in any other sort of way when we were moving things around? And so we decided definitely we shouldn't touch it. We should allow it to move on its own. We don't want to scare it any further than it already is. And so as we waited, we also began to think, well, what if he is injured or she is injured? What do we do then? All of these different things are going on in our minds, these different scenarios. But our hope was that eventually, if we just remained calm and allowed him to see that we're no threat, that he would eventually move on, which he begins to start to do here. But then other concerns came to our minds. We began to worry, well, we don't want him to run out towards the street because this house, our house is very close to the street. We're on a corner house, and we have a lot of cars that come by. Also, we've been having a lot of hawk activity in our yard, in our neighbor's yard across the street. And we didn't want him to become prone or prey to a hawk. It's happened before where hawks have come down and grabbed snakes and mice and squirrels and things, chipmunks from our yard. And so our thought was, well, if it runs away, we don't want it to run right out into our open field, like the open grass area. We want to try to lead it somehow back into the woods where I see rabbits jumping all the time. And perhaps I'm thinking, well, maybe the rest of his family or the other rabbits are also in that area. So we are trying to determine, how do we keep our eye on this little guy? Make sure, now that we know that he's moving and that he's not injured, it doesn't appear to be injured in any way, how do we make sure that he makes it to safety? So there's three of us, myself, my wife, and my son, who were working out in the yard this day. And so we decided to just kind of stand in the areas where we didn't want him to run without getting too close. So even though you can see the bunny pretty clearly in this video, I'm standing about 8 feet away. Now he's on the move. He's out in the open. And you can see how quick he moved. So that let us know for sure he's doing okay. Even if he did get whacked a little bit or something, he's recovered and he's ready to move. And so now we go into action just to kind of position ourselves in a way that he doesn't run out towards the street, doesn't run out into the open grass area of our yard. He's moving fine. And of course, as I mentioned, our yard is in the midst of being totally redone. My wife was sick for 2 weeks. Then I was sick with a virus for a week. And so it's a little weedy right now. But our concern mainly is on our little rabbit friend here. And then isn't he adorable? Stops here to inspect the shovel and then moves on. And so far, he's going in the exact direction that we want him to go. We either want him to leave here. We don't want him to go to his right where he's facing right now. And so I asked my son to come up and stand there in the walkway. He hops over the little bush, cute little hop. And he's heading the wrong way, though. We don't want him to head over there. So I asked my son to come up on the sidewalk so that he doesn't run in that direction that he's facing. Because if he runs out there, he'll be right out in the open. He may not even make it into the woods. And as I mentioned, we've seen hawk activity. In fact, I just recorded some footage of a hawk the day before this. He's moving towards our house now. We don't want him going that way either because there's nowhere to go. So he's blocked in here. And so once again, I'm positioning myself here so that he doesn't run back towards me, towards the street. And my son is positioning himself so he runs off the sidewalk. And then also we try to position ourselves so that he goes the right direction. And he finally does. And all he has to do is just keep going straight into the woods and he's free.